gamblers, and a lot of the story is spent where the characters are trying to figure out what the rules are, like, of the zombies, because, like, in a Walking Dead, it, like, for the most part, you see one, you see them all, like a slow zombie like that. You're like, if they bite you, you're dead. You have to take them out in the brain, right? And this one, they're like, so are they learning? So, like, they'll see instances where they're like, is this, like, band of crossed / zombies, like, following us and learning? And they, like, try to figure that out. And there's always a person that's like, it literally doesn't matter. There's no rule book for it. Just deal with it, you know? And it's pretty cool. I like it. I don't know how I came across it, but it's pretty cool.
Neato.
I
used to like zombies until it became played out and boring.
Yeah,
that one sounds alright because they had a little bit of a human element.
I was reading this thread the other day where someone was like, I want a zombie thing, but without the character drama. It's so stupid. I just want like a zombie story where it's just like the way they rebuild society. So essentially he wants like Sim City but with zombies kind of thing.
Like the epilogue of any like zombie story where they can actually eliminate the zombies.
Right. So he's like, how do they build it back and whatever? And I was like, dude, like, I get what you're saying, but every single zombie thing ends up just being a character drama because there's only so much you can do with zombies, you know? You gotta, like, have, like, the actual humans being like, Bobby, no, don't die, Bobby.
Yeah, if everyone got along and was just like, let's take out the zombie madness, it would be so boring.
Yeah. Oh, and this, the other really cool thing about Crossed is, like, the people... So from what I've understood from going through it, you stay as yourself as a Crossed. So, for instance, all the stuff that I know, I would know how to do as a zombie. So, there's this big thing where the Canadian government and the Canadian... military try to keep all of the zombies out because they think it's a US only thing, but then they realize that there's a bunch of zombies behind them, and then it makes all the military become crossed. And these military people, they're not just like, I don't know how to use a weapon anymore. Like, they know how to do everything they did before. So they're like, planes will literally be falling out of the sky because, like, if the pilot of a plane becomes crossed, he will purposefully crash the jet into, like, a stadium with 80,000 people to try to kill as many people as possible. And there's this whole subplot about...
Do they have, like, an end goal, or are they just trying to make
just literally kill. Like, they want to...
That's kind of lame.
It's... Well, they're almost like animals. Like, there's this one part where... so it's, like, 6 months into the future, and there's, like, obviously less humans... And they notice where, like, groups of Crossed will, all of a sudden, if they essentially get bored or hungry, will turn on each other. Like, they'll just turn on the biggest one and just, like, kill him and enjoy it and, like, eat him and whatever. I think it's cool. And there's this whole subplot about how the military has to go to all of the nuclear reactors...
It's nuclear
in the country, and take everyone out who knows how to operate nuclear facilities. So, like, they'll go there, and if there's any cross, they take them out. And then they have the scientists, like, shut down the factories or shut down the nuclear reactors, and then they have to kill the scientists because if the scientists become crossed, the first thing they're going to do instinctively, because they just want to cause death and destruction, is go to the factory or the reactor they know how to do and turn it on and explode it. Like, they really don't care about themselves. They just want to cause mayhem and death and whatever. So there's a whole thing about them trying to be like, hey, we need to kill every single person that knows how to run a nuclear reactor, like, immediately. So nobody destroys a bunch of nuclear reactors.
You know, I was kind of thinking, like, I kind of wish that they didn't have, like, you were talking about them having intelligence, but they just ultimately just want to kill people, and I thought that sounded really lame, but making it more about, like, just being, like, an altered mindset would not really be a zombie story then. I mean, it's already kind of not a zombie story.
It's kind of not, yeah.
But if they made them more humanoid, it definitely would be very not a zombie anymore.
Oh, so the absolute coolest idea they had in the entire thing I read so far. So obviously with zombie stuff, the rules are all whatever. Like, it seems like it always changes. So it's the same thing if you get bit or if you bite or whatever. There's one guy who was about to die. So what he did was he bit the biggest zombie in the jugular and killed him so he could save all his friends. And then, of course, he became a zombie because of whatever. And there's also, like, it's super hardcore, like, the one guy shot a zombie and got some, like, blood on his skin, and he turned into one of them. But the craziest one's, like, such a good idea. I was like, yo, that's so crazy. Is they know how to use weapons. If you knew how to use weapons before, they know how to use weapons like guns. And what they were doing is they would kill one of the crossed and gather up all its blood, and they would put bullets in the blood and then shoot the bullets at normal people, and when the bullets went through the normal people, that blood would infect them. If that makes sense. So I was like, dude, that's so cool.
I mean, it sounds like an insurmountable, like, threat then. Like, how could they possibly counter something that's so nefarious and insidious?
I think the reason they can is because it's not like... You know how, like, in The Walking Dead, like, these zombies can just, like, exist for forever without eating or whatever? It seems to be more based in reality in terms of...
That was so close to me dying.
I saw that. That was right there.
I was spamming the A button so hard.
It seems to be more close to reality in terms of, like, they need to eat, they need to whatever, and they can, like, die of, like, normal causes. Whereas, like, in Walking Dead, it's seemingly, like, once they become dead, they're just Walking Dead forever kind of thing. Or for an incredibly long time. And also, I think them turning on each other, like, if there's a group of 10 of them wandering around and they don't find other humans for a while, they'll just kill each other because they just want to kill. And then there's a follow-up story that I'm going to read called Crossed plus 100. And it's all it is just the same world, but 100 years later. So obviously, humans in some essence survive, because you know it's 100 years later. But I was like, that's cool because in epilogues for zombie stuff, they only ever show it like a little bit ahead of time. They never show like generations down the way. At least I've never seen that. Like 28 years later, the movies that's coming out later this year is like. It's still the same generation. If someone was like 30, they'd be like 60. So you know, yeah. But this one, it's 100 years later. So anyone alive was not alive when it first happened. So all they ever knew was the world post that.
That's cool.
I thought that was cool. I was like, man, I've never seen that before. And from the little bit I'm seeing, it also involves a lot of stuff having changed, like. Language has slightly changed. Like, they still speak English, but because, like, there's no schools and whatever, it's all people teaching stuff via word of mouth. You know, like back in the day with Beowulf, like, Beowulf was never written down, the story. It was just passed on to different people. So the version of Beowulf you heard was probably slightly different from someone else. It's kind of like that. Which I'm like, that's neat. So in essence, that's probably what that guy in the thread was looking for, except for Cross still does have a lot of character drama, but like it seems like the kind of thing he's looking for. Maybe Crossed plus 100.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And that's my story.
You may be wondering how I got here.
What was that originally from? Like, what is the first movie that's like record scratch, freeze frame? Yep, that's me. There's got to be like a first indicator of that. It's got to be something like a Will Ferrell movie or something like that.
I couldn't even begin to imagine.
They should do that. If you. So the my two most hated actors nowadays if you showed me them in the year like 2002, which is The Rock and Jack Black, and you showed me like something they're in nowadays, it would literally be for me like a record scratch freeze frame. I bet you're wondering how Jack Black from Tenacious D is Steve in a Minecraft movie.
And it's funny because both of us like Jack Black and The Rock as like kids.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Now they're just obnoxious.
They're so... especially The Rock. At least Jack Black is like... I mean, he's like obnoxious, but only because he's in everything. The Rock just sucks. Hello? That was weird. If you guys ever want a fun story to watch, just look up The Rock, Black Adam, and all the stuff that he pulled behind the scenes because he thought he was like the saving grace of the DC universe. And just...
He also got into like ego fights with what's his face for the Fast and Furious movies.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, yeah.
That famous picture of them like standing across from each other, but you can tell that one of them was like green screened in. It's so weird. And like The Rock, despite being actually a big guy for you, like they like make him like look smaller than he is. It's just so weird.
Yeah. I bet like Vin Diesel is not like the good guy in that thing. It's just like two egomaniacs being jackasses to each other.
Yeah, literally. Like The Rock is legitimately like 6'3", however many pounds nowadays. All natural, by the way. Did I ever tell you about the stupidest thing The Rock has ever lied about? Did I ever tell you about just... It's so dumb.
Is that like he was trying some sort of fast food restaurant?
In and Out for the first time.
Yeah, like he said that like 5 separate times.
It's so dumb. Like it's the dumbest thing to ever like try to get clout for. It's your boy Dwayne Johnson here, and I'm trying In and Out for the first time. No, you're not. It's literally on your Instagram. What the hell? Like it makes me like I can understand honest like I've like watched movies where I'm like I've never seen this before, and halfway through I'm like, oh, I have. You know what I mean? Like it happens. People forget stuff. But something like that where you make like an Instagram post about it.
It definitely seems like he was getting like paid because he doesn't do anything like genuinely. It's always just like about money.
Absolutely.
There's no way he would like post on Instagram being like, this is the first time I tried In and Out if he wasn't getting like some sort of paycheck.
It's just it's hard to think of a stupider thing to like lie about. I mean, obviously it's for money. Otherwise, why? For clout? Oh my! Did you guys hear The Rock's never been to In and Out? Oh my god! Oh my god! Well, we gotta get him there immediately. Oh man, I love it. I love it. But yeah, if you would have showed me like WWE The Rock from like 2001 and was like, hey, when you're older, you're gonna hate this dude. Like, not hate, like I don't hate him, but like you're gonna be incredibly annoyed by him. I'd be like, I don't think so, dude. What are you talking about?
No, man.
I still think the Jack Black one is even crazier. If you like in 2001 you were like, hey, you know Jack Black from Tenacious D? He's gonna be like the #1 kids entertainer. I'd be like, that's literally not even possible.
Especially when, like, it's just so weird because, like, all his, like, music in Tenacious D is, like, the most adult stuff.
F her gently, kielbasa sausage. Like, it's like, I guess parents just don't care when they're like, what did this Jack Black guy do beforehand? And it's like, oh my. But I guess people just don't care about anything anymore for any reason.
I mean, people, yeah, especially with the internet age of, like, absolutely, like, subhumans like Jake Paul still getting away with everything and getting paid $1 million.
That's true. That's true.
I know, like, people like Mr. Beast are kind of contentious, but it's mostly just because he's, like, a soulless, like, literally, like, we make fun of people being soulless, but he's, like, a soulless man. There's no light behind those eyes.
It's weird. I've never seen someone smile with less happiness in their face.
It's like every single time you see him smile, it looks like he has, like, off screen, it's like a gun pointed at him.
I don't get it. Is he like, I'm like, is he under, like, a witch's spell or something? Like, it's pretty crazy. didn't realize that Mr. Beast started as a video game streamer. I mean, I guess like really everyone does, but it seems like some of the stuff he did early on was pretty cool. Like he would come up with these like cool challenges and stuff. And now obviously he has like all that money behind him, so it's pretty.
Remember when the most like the most amount of drama in like YouTube was PewDiePie saying the N-word, and now we have just the worst subhumans doing awful stuff every single day that are 1,000 times worse than that.
I do. I remember when people wanted to like cancel PewDiePie.
I mean, he got dropped by all his sponsors, obviously, but I don't know. It's just like things you say. I'm not defending him. That's a hardcore thing to say when you're a 100 million sub channel, and you know that tens, if not hundreds of thousands, people are watching you. But you know the things you say when you're just like kind of upset. You don't really mean it. You know.
Yeah.
But it's also something you can't take back.
Right. No, I get it. It's it is interesting. I remember when the most watched video on YouTube was the evolution of dance. I watched that many times.
Mortal Kombat theme song of, I guess it was Proto Smosh, just like lip syncing to it.
No, Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
I wanna be the very
Didn't they also
best.
do Mortal Kombat, or am I thinking of someone else?
And another top 10 video of the time. Those two twins, aka both my wives, doing "Hey" by the Pixies. Remember that video?
Oh yeah.
Lip sync that. Hey, been trying to meet you. Both my wives. They're probably. I mean, they gotta be like 40 now. Also, they probably didn't make another video since I can imagine. Also, being. Do you remember that South Park episode where they go to get money for their video, that their viral video, and like Chocolate Rain guy and everyone's there and they all fight, and the joke was like being internet famous doesn't mean anything, and that was before you could like make money on YouTube and Twitch didn't exist and stuff like that. I would be so mad if I was like internet famous in the mid 2000s and like I became a meme and I didn't even get any money from it. Like Numa guy. Like I'd be like, I don't even get money out of this?
Yeah, and like people like Star Wars Kid got
Yes.
like super famous and people just made fun of him. Not a single dime.
Right, because at least if you're like, alright, well, I really don't want this to be my life, but at least I can like buy a house with like whatever, but it's like, nope. You get nothing. You'll get nothing?
Alright, so I didn't practice this next part. I don't remember it being hard at all. It's like a gauntlet of protecting a couple of Federation guys. So we'll give it a try. If I die, I'll, or fail. We'll just pick this up from last time.
If he dies, he dies. That song is still boss. I was actually thinking about it this literally just yesterday. Do you know how like all memes nowadays and like internet culture has to be like draped in like 4 layers of like previous knowledge on stuff? Like for instance, like some of the stuff I find funny, like chud memes, like chuds, like so like you have to know like who Wojak is, and you have to know who chud is. Like you know what I mean? Like you have to know like 4 levels of stuff for it to be funny.
Can we talk about how Wojak and like all his derivatives are now like normie culture?
They are.
It's really weird.
It is very weird.
It's so weird when you see just like a million variations of Wojak, of like Girl Jack, and it's like, what is going on?
Someone was trying to force a meme of like daughter Jack. It's just like a soy Jack that is a daughter, and they were trying to push it for like the longest time, just to be like, essentially it was just a little girl like with her mouth open, like she was like screaming in a happy way, and it's like, Dad, why are you playing video games when you could be having me? It's like, oh my god, who's trying to push this? And it was like constant. Anyway, my original point was, do you remember, so like nowadays, Literally, if I found something funny on the internet and someone was like, why is that funny? I'd be like...
It's impossible to explain.
You would just have to go on and on. But do you remember how, like, 15 years ago, the funniest thing in the world was all your base are belong to us?
Yeah.
And all you had to know was, it's English. It's bad translated. But literally, could you imagine, like... what is that from the Joker? When someone's like, what's so funny? He goes, you wouldn't get it. It's like, literally!
I was just thinking about a very specific example, just like this, is that some, I guess probably 4chan user, made a kids YouTube channel called SoyTube Kids or something. And they did one of those parody songs where it's like the 5 little something jumping on the bed, but they did the 5 little chuddies jumping on the bed. And they called Dr. Soyberg. It's so funny.
But, like, imagine explaining that to someone who's not, like, familiar with that scene. Like, why is that funny?
Yeah, they would just have no idea.
Like, even Ash, my wife, she would be like, why is that funny? I'd be like, do you even want me to explain? Like, do you have a half hour for me to explain, like, all the layers of this? And I kind of miss it when it was easy, you know, when it was like, hey, why is Numa Numa funny? Oh, because a fat guy is lip-syncing to a song where they aren't speaking English. You know, it's like, yep, there you go.
That's it.
Chud Jack.
5 little chuddies jumping on the bed.
Do you think anybody like is showing that to their little kids and they're like, here you go?
There's some people that posted like YouTube shorts or like, I don't know, like TikTok videos about like unsuspecting parents finding it and just being like, what is this? There's no way it's real though.
Yeah.
It's definitely planted.
Still funny as all heck.
I mean, the video has like hundreds of thousands of views, so it's possible. But also, like, everyone is terminally online now, so
yeah.
like everyone knows about this stuff.
That's true.
So like anything getting like 1 million views is not like super impressive anymore.
The one that's currently going around, I don't know if you've seen it, but our current vice president JD Vance. Have you seen these ones?
Did you ever say thank you?
Did you say thank you?
Please say thanks.
And it's just like in literally like a 3-day period, it went from like nothing to like the one of him with like really long curly hair. And he's super fat and like has like the biggest cheeks. It just, I see it and it makes me laugh so hard. And it's like, could you imagine like going to like anyone and like them being like, why is this funny? And be like, dude, you wouldn't get it. I'm sorry. I'm surprised they haven't made any Vance soy jacks yet. At least I haven't seen any.
They probably
I haven't been on the internet much in the last 2 days, so I'm sure they exist. But it's so crazy how fast that stuff can happen.
Like, what was he thinking? Like, was that run by Trump? It's like, do you ever say thank you for the support that we gave
I think
you?
I think he was just mad. I don't know, but if I had to guess, I would say he's just mad. Also, that guy was being like everyone in that room was being jerks to each other.
Yeah, it's like you're not even wearing a suit. It's like, what?
Dude,
what are you talking about?
Well, it's true, he wasn't.
He wasn't, but like, what does it matter?
I think his the president's team like asked him to, and he was like, no.
Okay, I mean, if he was deliberately going against their wishes, I can understand.
That's what I heard about. Well, like, imagine if you went to a bank for a loan, right? You would, like, dress up to some extent, right? Like, if you were, like, asking for a loan. Well, in fact,
I mean,
no,
he was dressed up. He just didn't have a suit on.
It's not even a loan. It's, like, free money. Like, if you went to, like, a grant hearing, I would, like, go get a suit and be like, okay. Pull it. Oh. He laid down.
No, thankfully, one of the few bosses where I don't have to do that crap. I'm so sick of...
Waggle.
Of doing tethered kills.
I'm so happy for Know Your Meme, because sometimes I'm like, what is this? And like I'll just quickly and I'm like,
wow. I did it without anyone dying. That's cool.
Go, go, go! Because sometimes stuff changes so fast.
5 little chuddies jumping on a bed.
I'm gonna watch that later.
Off and bumped his head.
I'm gonna watch that with Ferris.
Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, "No more chuddies jumping on the bed."
I want to see a version of the infamous Johnny Johnny Yes Papa, but with Chuddy Chuddy Yes Papa.
I think they did one other video on that channel, but it wasn't nearly as funny.
Okay.
I don't even remember what it was parodying.
Doesn't matter.
Am I just stuck in here?
Yep,
forever?
you're stuck forever.
What do I do?
It's literally ogre.
Oh, why is a button down here? See, this is what happens when I don't practice a part a couple days beforehand. This game is so, like, weird and non-intuitive that I just instantly don't know what's happening anymore. But I think this is the end of the part.
You know who's a chud? The guy from Other M.
Oh, this is the last room, but there's more fighting. I'm sad.
What was that guy's name? The guy who won't let you do anything?
Adam.
Adam's the chuddiest chud of all chuds. Samus, you may not use your Varia suit.
Samus, did you ever say thank you?
There we go. You didn't even say thank you. Oh my god!
Oh my god! Not Space Pirate number 7,657.
Why would Samus be so oblivious after all she's been through? Even only in this game, why would she just jump up and be like, huh? Let me look around. Do you remember when things were so simple on the internet that just posting cats on a Saturday was good enough? Hey, it's Catterday. Post some freaking cats. And that was it. That's all you needed. Just post some cats.
You die, mister.
Wow. How would you ever kill him normally?
Yeah, the Nova Beam, we didn't even mention it one time, but the Nova Beam is marginally stronger than the Plasma Beam, but it's not anything close to the Hyper Beam still. Which is why, it's just so weird that they gave permanent beam upgrades in this game, in the game where it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, that one you shot, it looked like to be the biggest one of all of them, but, it took, 3 sub-tanks of Hyper Beam?
It was at least 2 E-tanks, for sure. Probably more like 3.
So, how long would it have taken with the normal thing?
It would have been forever.
Yeah. It's the only bad part about having one weapon that's stronger than the rest is unless there's a big negative to using it, which there is with the taking life from you, there's just no reason to use the rest. That's why I hate in Resident Evil games unlocking the Chicago typewriter kind of thing, because then why use anything else?
Yeah, that's why anytime there's New Game Plus, watching a playthrough of it is so boring.
Yeah.
And that's why I essentially never do New Game Plus unless it's a tailor-made difficulty like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, where hard mode is, in my opinion, the intended way to play the game. They make everything the max level difficulty, so having everything doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Although, both those games are kind of unbalanced, and there's definitely things that are, really, really strong. Overly so, but, it's a thought that counts.
Where's my new Resident Evil game? It's been 2 years since RE4.
RE's dead. Now that Capcom released their only game that they really had in production, they better show Resident Evil soon. I would only imagine that they didn't show anything Resident Evil-wise. Man, they showed an Onimusha remake, or new sequel. It's why are you bringing... I mean, I'm happy that the franchise is back. It's cool, but it's so weird to be hey, you want to play a new Onimusha game? where everyone's just like, where's Resident Evil?
Literally.
It's been 2 years.
Literally, where is it?
Alright, we're done.
Okay. Game has been saved. So Capcom, email us, tag us at CompleteInBox. Let us know where the new Resident Evil is, please. It better not be the RE5. It better not be an RE5 remake. I swear to God. Game doesn't need a remake.
Yeah, after 4, we don't need remakes unless you want to randomly do Code Veronica.
That would be okay.
But it would be weird after 4. 4 being so action focused and everything.
If they mess up Steve's voice actor in Code Veronica remake, we riot. Sorry, Claire.
Father!